Alright guys, this is Foxdrop. I'm going to be doing a guide here on how to effectively item build, so intelligent counter buying. If you want to give yourself the best chance to win, you're going to want the best item build possible. Now what effective intelligent counter buying really means is predicting what items you're going to need going to mid-late game. Say I'm going to do this from the jungler point of view because this is where I have my most expertise, but say you're playing against a double AP comp. That's the first thing you should be thinking about. What champions do they have? If you're against a double AP, then you may need more magic resist than normal, which is very obvious, especially if that damage is like AoE stuff, so it's like Rumble, Vlad, Orianna. Those people don't necessarily need to even focus you to be doing a lot of damage to you if you get caught in the AoE, so that's where magic resist really comes in useful. Having said that, however, something else you need to be thinking about is what role you're going to want to have in team fights. If you've decided that you're going to want to take out the enemy AD in team fights, that's going to be your main target, then you may want to build items like Randwins. Even if the enemy team have a double AP, stacking magic resist won't be very effective in that situation because you're not going to be able to do your role very effectively if you just stack MR. The AD is just going to like 3-shot you. However, having said that, you also need to be very careful of who is fed on the enemy team. I'll use an example here, the worst example possible, a 10-0 LeBlanc 20 minutes in. Regardless of what you want your role to be, if that LeBlanc is very fed and you don't have health to survive a burst, you don't have magic resist to survive a burst, then you're going to be in a very, very sad place indeed. As long as you can survive LeBlanc's burst, that really cuts her effectiveness. It doesn't make her useless by any means, but if she can't one-shot you, that's very, very strong. Now, talking from a carry point of view, I'm not really a carry player. I'm not bad at it, but I'm not great at it, so don't take this word as gospel or anything like that. But say you're playing, if you're like an AD, so say you're playing Corki, and you're versus a Mumu in the jungle, Malphite top lane. Malphite, as a champion himself, scales very well with armor anyway because of his E. And if these two get particularly fed early mid-game, a Mumu and Malphite, they're gonna have a lot of armor. So having said that, I have seen Corkis in this instance would go Triforce and then buy a Last Whisper, and they would do a lot of damage to those tanks. They wouldn't necessarily do as much damage to the carries as if they'd gone Triforce Bloodthirster or something like that. But because the tanks have the biggest issue, because they're the ones who are most fed, like I said before, then this Last Whisper is going to be very, very helpful. Now that's pretty much all I really want to say on this topic. I'm not sure, I could probably talk for a much longer time, but this is pretty much the basics of it. The more you think about your item build, the better chance you give yourself of winning. It's a pretty big change you can make in your gameplay. I actually did do a Reddit thread on this like a year ago or something, like a write-up. So I'll link that in the description if you want to have a read about a bit more, probably more detail than this video will be. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.